Fight fans, so as I expected and a lot of boxing fans expected, Bernard Hopkins is not retiring, but he did announce that he is fighting one final fight, and some of the boxing fans are in a craze in a sense because the one name that he's thrown out there that he would like to fight is none other than Gennady Golovkin. Now, obviously, this would be the second time Hopkins would be fighting a middleweight coming up, because Hopkins is stating he wants to fight somebody at a weight class lower than him, who's dominating, who's a champion. And, you know, he just basically said the one guy he would like to fight is Gennady Golovkin. He talked about this last night on Guard Your Grill Boxing's podcast, which is on every Tuesday at 9:30. I'll put the link on the description. A lot of us were on the same boat as, you know, that's not really, at least in my opinion, not a smart fight for Hopkins. And I think in reality too, it's not a smart fight for Golovkin, and I'll explain why. For Hopkins, at least, at this stage of, obviously, I mean, it's crazy to say at this stage of his career. He's one fight left from retirement. And, you know, conventional wisdom will tell you Golovkin is a smaller guy, so to speak, not that small in relation to Bernard, who's not a big light heavyweight. And I think we saw Saturday night, Kovalev is a full-sized light heavyweight who maybe could fight at cruiserweight, but against a Gennady Golovkin, man, I mean, I think this is a scenario where it wouldn't turn out like a Pavlik fight. And obviously, anybody who understands boxing and is not even like riding the Golovkin hype train will tell you that Golovkin is levels above a Pavlik. So, with that being said, he would be dealing with a lot of the same things that he dealt with Kovalev, and even more. So, I think, quite frankly, that would not be a smart fight for Bernard to take. And then even with Golovkin, I don't think that would be smart for him to take because he's got nothing to gain. Kovalev just went in there and annihilated Bernard for 12 rounds and knocked him down in the first round. And yeah, fine, he's a middleweight coming up, but if he beats Bernard, he has nothing to gain from it. Bernard Hopkins, I think, is a guy who understands his role in the media and how to keep his name relevant throughout the time where he's setting up fights, or he's talking about this fighter or that guy. And I mean, I don't think that fight's going to happen, but I will say that the three fights that, in my opinion, are the most sensible fights to make are with Carl Froch, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and, you know, some people didn't even think about this till today, and as crazy as it sounds, and considering he had a fight last month that he won, and he's now the IBF super middleweight champion, Jermaine Taylor. You know, obviously they're years removed from their second fight, which many believe Hopkins won, but he's a champion. I don't say he's dominating, but he's a weight class lower than where Bernard is, and like I said, Bernard is not a big light heavyweight, and he can make 170 pounds. So I almost think that fight makes the most sense out of the three that I mentioned, and then, you know, obviously including Golovkin. But we're not really gonna find anything out soon. I mean, I don't know how soon Bernard wants to have this. I mean, I would think he would maybe wait till the summer, maybe ending the summer with the fight. But again, he's gonna be 50, literally 50. He's technically 49 right now. His last fight, he will be 50 years old. And like I said, Chavez Jr., Carl Froch, or Jermaine Taylor, to me, make the most sense. And you know, I would think Bernard would want to get that win over Jermaine Taylor, and I honestly think this would be the perfect time for him to do it, because I didn't think Jermaine Taylor looked good in the Solomon fight. It's just Solomon hurt his ankle, and you know, it is what it is. But that's the news we got, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens from here on out. So as I always say, subscribe, hit the links, and I'll be back with you soon.